In the realm of essential nutrients for our health, there's one that often doesn't get the attention it truly deserves, even though it has the power to prevent a range of health issues. That nutrient is vitamin K2. While most of us know about calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, the role of vitamin K2 in directing calcium to the right places in our body is crucial, and without it we can face serious health problems. Today we'll explore why vitamin K2 is so important, how it works in our bodies, and how we can ensure we're getting enough. Vitamin K2 is primarily known for its vital role in managing calcium in the body. You might not realize it, but when calcium accumulates in places like your arteries, it can lead to serious issues like heart disease. Here's where vitamin K2 comes in. It directs that calcium away from the soft tissues and arteries and helps it bind to your bones and teeth, where it's needed most. Without enough vitamin K2, you risk dealing with soft tissue calcification, a common cause of health complications like arthritis and osteoporosis. But its job doesn't end there. Vitamin K2 also helps regulate calcium deposits in your joints, like those associated with arthritis, encouraging their release into the bloodstream. This helps prevent harmful buildup in areas where it doesn't belong. So, why do we need to be concerned about a deficiency in vitamin K2? When we don't get enough, calcium ends up where it shouldn't be, on our arteries, in soft tissues, and around joints. This can lead to painful and dangerous conditions, including bone loss, tooth decay, and stiffening of the arteries. But how does our body get vitamin K2? There are two main sources: dietary intake and microbial conversion in the gut. Vitamin K2 can be made by certain bacteria in our digestive tract from another vitamin, vitamin K1, which comes primarily from leafy greens. However, not everyone consumes enough greens, and even if you do, you might not have the right bacteria in your gut to convert K1 into K2. So, what foods are rich in vitamin K2? One of the top sources is natto, a traditional Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans. Natto contains an exceptionally high amount of K2, and it's often recommended for people at risk of cardiovascular issues. Interestingly, natto's K2 seems to counteract some of the negative effects of K1. Next on the list is liver, especially goose liver, which is packed with K2. If liver isn't to your taste, other types of organ meats like beef and chicken liver also contain good amounts of this vitamin. For those who can't consume liver, cod liver oil is a good alternative, although other types of liver may not appeal to everyone. Another food to consider is eel, which is rich in vitamin K2, although it's less commonly consumed in some areas. For those who prefer more accessible foods, dairy products like butter and cheese, particularly from grass-fed animals, are also good sources of vitamin K2, along with cured meats like salami. Here's the ironic part. Many of the foods high in vitamin K2 are the very ones we've been advised to limit, such as fatty foods. Despite this, they contain an antidote to a widespread issue: calcium buildup in the arteries. It's important to remember that vitamin K2 is fat-soluble, meaning it's absorbed better when consumed with fats. But if you don't have a healthy digestive system or bile production, such as in people without a gallbladder or with liver issues, your body may struggle to absorb vitamin K2 properly. It's also essential to consider the gut's role in producing vitamin K2. The bacteria Bacillus subtilis are key to converting vitamin K1 to K2. Unfortunately, this beneficial microbe is easily destroyed by antibiotics, and not everyone has it in their gut to begin with. Only about 30% of the population has this microbe, so if you fall into this group, you're at higher risk for developing problems related to soft tissue calcification. Certain lifestyle factors can also hinder your gut's ability to make vitamin K2. These include antibiotics, steroids, GMO foods, and alcohol, all of which disrupt gut health. Excessive sugar consumption and low-fat diets can also impact your gut's microbial balance, making it harder for your body to produce vitamin K2. When considering supplementation, it's important to note that vitamin K2 works best in combination with magnesium, another crucial nutrient. Without adequate magnesium, even if you're taking vitamin K2, it won't work as effectively. Magnesium helps to regulate calcium metabolism, so it's vital to ensure you're not deficient in both of these nutrients if you want to keep calcium in the right places. Now, when it comes to supplementation, there are two main forms of vitamin K2. 4 Malawian kwaches and 7 Malawian kwaches. The 7 Malawian kwaches form is generally recommended as it's more bioavailable and lasts longer in the body. If you're taking vitamin D3 supplements, it's important to take vitamin K2 in a ratio of about 100 micrograms of K2 for every 10,000 IU of vitamin D3. So, for a dose of 20,000 IU of vitamin D3, you should aim for 200 micrograms of vitamin K2. In conclusion, if you want to avoid issues like arthritis, calcium buildup, or bone loss, paying attention to your vitamin K2 intake is essential. You can get it from nutrient-dense foods like natto, liver, dairy, and fermented foods. And if you're supplementing, remember that vitamin K2 works best with magnesium and vitamin D3, ensuring calcium is directed where it needs to go, into your bones and teeth, not your arteries or soft tissues.